Oh man. All right, cool. We should be live now. Hopefully we're live. Chat will let us know. Yeah, I'm sure they'll let us know in just a minute.
Right.
But what's up, everybody? I'm JHobz, and as always, I'm joined with Spikevegeta.
Hey guys, what's up?
But no, we got newbie subbing in because Spike has had a long week when it comes to MooMoo, and that is totally understandable. So we want to give him the night off, and so we got newbie hanging out with me to do the commentary for Plague Night, which should be super cool.
What's up, guys? This is a cool run, so yeah, it should be fun. Should be fun.
All right, tell me a little bit about Plague Night, and like kind of what the run is like.
So Plague Night's a bit different than Shovel Knight or Spectre Knight. It's actually probably the least popular, I think, of all the Shovel Knight categories. But essentially, the idea is you play as one of the bosses, right? This is the catch for all the DLC, and instead of like jumping and shoveling, you basically do bombing, throwing bombs, and exploding, and getting tons of super speed, and double jumping, and keeping all that speed. So stuff like that is really, really cool to watch. It was also the first DLC that they found, the runners found the skip in the first level, which is pretty cool. It's like a screen wrap, so you go up and you're able to get there because Plague Knight can bomb himself up.
I didn't know that was found in Plague Knight first.
That was found in Plague Knight, yeah.
Wow.
No, it was found in Plague, and then they adapted it in Shovel. Everything else since then, but it's pretty cool.
That's neat.
So, yeah, it's got its little, it's cool little things. It still has the the hub worlds and the overworld map as well, unlike Spectre Knight, which took it out. So you still get to go through every level and all that. It's got its own set of relics and its own set of upgrades and power-ups, and it all works very differently. So the mechanics are very different within the same framework of Shovel Knight. And the levels are mostly the same as well. There's a couple little redesigns too, if you're familiar with the original Shovel Knight. But for the most part, it's pretty much this very similar levels in terms of layout. Just the movement is so different.
Yeah, that's the kind of like interesting thing is with Plague, they didn't really change much the levels other than a couple things here or there that just to make them a bit harder for Plague. As you can see, we've already got the runners raring to go in the back, or not see, but here we've got Muncha doing a bunch of menuing in the background, ready to go.
Yeah,
but
excited.
Yeah, it's mainly the same kind of level layouts as Shovel Knight. However, it's not because the movement is so different. I guess they felt that they could continue on that way, as opposed to like with Spectre Knight, where they totally redesigned every level. But with Plague Knight, they said, well, we only really need to change a couple of rooms and stuff, and then add like a bunch more collectible type things. So Plague Knight's kind of if you enjoy collectibles, that's going to be what works out well for you.
Yeah, there's a lot of that in Plague Knight. Yeah, Plague Knight's the only one that I don't run of all the Shovel, because I used to run the original one and Spectre Knight, but I was like, Plague, take it or leave it. But it's still really cool. I just never really got into it like the other one. So.
Right. I think Plague Knight's like one of the few that I actually 100%ed. Because
wow.
I think I can't quite remember, but I was enjoying it. I know I got all the green coins because I was enjoying it so much. But I don't know. We've been sitting here shitting around for too long. I think it's about time that we get going into this race. We got MunchaKoopas versus MooMoo, and MooMoo's kind of going. He's looking for revenge in this race, but not against Muncha. It's just that last week he came out and put up a really good showing against Goldfish, but unfortunately wasn't quite able to take that win. So now this is his chance for redemption to take a victory. And yeah,
I think Muncha's ready to go too. Muncha's been itching to play, I think. So yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna check with our runners and see how everything's going. But to just let you all know, kind of, if you're new to Spike's channel, or if you're new to his channel on a Wednesday, and you don't really know how this all works, basically, the runners are competing mainly for fun, but they're also competing for the lion's share of a prize pool that are made up of all of your contributions as bits. So if you want to cheer on your favorite runner, or cheer on the underdog, or you like the dominant type or whatever, go ahead and use bits in chat, cheer them on, and the winner will take home the large portion of it, and the rest of it just goes to Newbie and I, since we're doing the commentary. But it's really just there to add a little bit of extra stakes.
Yeah, they're getting pretty excited here.
Yeah.
I can tell. Muncha just clicking, like, come on, yes.
Yeah, just waiting for MooMoo to ready up in the race channel. The other thing is that these two, I haven't checked recently.
It looks like it started.
I think Muncha might have accidentally started.
That's possible. Sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, what was I saying? That's right. I believe last I checked, I don't know if this has changed since last week, but their PBs were 8 seconds apart. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Holy cow.
Yeah, so this is going to be
That's
a real
pretty
close
awesome.
one, hopefully.
Yeah, it should be.
Should see. We were lined up to have this one 2 weeks ago, but unfortunately Muncha was having some wrist pain and stuff, but I'm glad that we got him back in pretty quick. And I'm going to kick them off in just a second here.
Yeah. Both of these runners are also really dedicated and are definitely the best at their respective games and everything they try at. They don't just speedrun for fun. They go all out.
Yeah, they're pretty crazy.
Both of them. Yeah.
All right, and we should be going in just a moment as soon as Twitch catches up. As soon as Twitch catches up. Come on, Twitch. There we go. All right, cool. So we're off. Plague Knight.
Let's go.
Now the thing about this, about Shovel Knight, is that Yacht Club Games are super cool folks, and they basically made changes during development, based around feedback from speedrunners, with Plague Knight especially, as you can see. Talk me through a few of the basic mechanics here, newbie.
Yeah, so the basic thing you're going to be doing is bomb boosting. So as you charge a bomb, you can boost forward. And there's also a double jump in this game, so if you boost and then double jump, you keep your speed. So you're seeing these long, huge gaps being cleared. And as you're falling, you can even recharge the next burst. So you get a third boost after that. So that's the basic kind of movement tech here, is optimizing the way you jump and get through the rooms like that.
And now you do have to touch the ground to refresh your double jump, but you don't have to, touch the ground to refresh your burst or anything like that. So you can burst, you can even charge up bursts in between room transitions as if it were like a Mega Man game.
Right, yeah. There's so much flexibility, and they made sure to keep that for anyone who wants to go fast in the game, which is very cool. So there, you can see across the entire room, very easily, if there's no obstacles. But when the rooms get more complex, that's when it becomes...
Yeah, and you also get those little, vats that they go in. Ooh, Muncha taking a slight lead as MooMoo has trouble getting on the ladder. But they have those little launchers as well. We'll see them a few more times throughout.
Yeah.
This is the screen wrap the newbie was alluding to. Both runners did it on the first attempt, so that was nice. But it looked like MooMoo's setup was maybe a tad faster.
Yeah, MooMoo caught up a little bit of time there. So it probably was a little bit faster. Look at... They're really close.
Yeah,
less
they
than
are
a second apart.
very close now.
Great planes of justice for both of them.
Yes, of course. Now,
which is what MooMoo called it.
Is it really? No, that's what I called it at AGDQ by accident. Oh. Yeah.
So as you can see, too, there's that was great for both of them.
Yeah, but MooMoo, again, catching up just a little bit.
A little bit of time. Yeah, just like Shovel Knight and Spectre Knight, there's a stun lock against Black Knight, which is great. That one just involves perfectly timing bombs, which both players did.
And nice that they both kind of went with the color code here. Muncha going with the default green and stuff, and MooMoo going with the pink / red to give us a nice differential there.
You'll notice MooMoo's actually ahead now, and that's because as Black Knight died, if you're too far to the left, it takes more time to walk over to the other side of the screen. So MooMoo completed the fight on the right side of the screen, which means Black Knight exits faster.
Muncha had a lot of trouble with those barrels as well, so he gave up a few more seconds there.
Yeah, Muncha, a little bit of slop going on here.
That's okay. Probably just, warming back into the run.
Yeah, I mean, they're still only less than a second apart, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Or a second apart.
That's still enough for me to switch the audios. All right. Yeah. MooMoo in the lead as we go into King Knight's stage. King Knight's is kind of the first real stage, right? Like the Plains of Passage or your tutorial stage. And to a degree, this one is as well. But what is this? The Crimson Keep, I think, or something? I can't remember.
Pridemore Keep. Yeah.
Pridemore Keep. See, this is what happens. This is how you end up with Plains of Justice.
Let's just say it's
This is how you end up. This is how you end up with Plains of Justice, and me trying to remember things. Anyways.
You have all the cooler names, yeah.
MooMoo is about 2 screens ahead right now, I'd say.
But yeah, a couple screens ahead.
Yeah, keeping that lead, maybe even 3. And one of the big things is that the burst not only gives you that big, huge burst of speed, however, it also damages enemies around you. So you can either throw bombs that will go in this diagonal pattern in front of you if you're in the air, or you can burst to damage enemies in a shorter AoE around you. Now, there are upgrades to your bombs and your bursts mechanics, but these runners should not be going for those throughout this run.
Exactly. The burst also gives you a little bit of invincibility, so as you kind of get near an enemy, if you burst, you won't take any damage, which is nice.
So yeah, you'll actually see them use that all over the place. Like the same room Muncha's in right now, the MooMoo just went through on the left. You see, he actually took a damage boost, I think, for that one instead, but you can also get through there with the burst. Now,
yeah, it's a bit trickier, yeah.
As with every Shovel Knight campaign, who needs the books, man? Or rather trying to make it all in as few cycles as possible.
Exactly.
MooMoo's already on the boss, though.
Yep. King Knight fight's pretty straightforward. Burst and then just bomb. Most of the fights are like that. And timing your bomb placements and kind of your positioning. It's handy, too, as you chuck bombs. You can chuck 3 at a time. And it kind of hovers you in the air, too, so you keep your position, which is really good. And
MooMoo had a great job with that fight. On top of, it hovering you in the air, you can use your double jump to refresh your bomb cooldown. So a lot of the times you see them in these boss fights in particular, throw 3 bombs, then immediately double jump and start throwing 3 bombs again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Both players had a good King Knight, honestly.
Yeah, they did. MooMoo's keeping about a 6-second advantage at the moment. Nothing insurmountable by any means.
Mm-hmm.
We're heading over now to... should I just call everything Crimson at this point?
Sure.
Sure. This is the Crimson Yard.
The Crimson Yard, yeah.
No, but this is the Lich Yard, which is Spectre Knight stage, actually. Oh, MooMoo having trouble falling into that shaft.
Yeah, bouncing back accidentally.
A little bit of time back. Muncha cleanly made it through.
Yeah, it's about a second gain back for sure.
MooMoo almost, I don't know, this seems like maybe it's unintentional, but knowing MooMoo, it might be intentional. He's like also picking up a lot of coins along the way.
Yeah, I think it's intentional. Partially safety, probably.
Maybe. I think it's also just for fun.
Maybe.
MooMoo.
Yeah, that's true too.
But he's giving up. Sorry, go ahead.
No, he had some trouble in a couple rooms. Just positioning himself to fall down holes and stuff and get in the right spots. So
yeah, giving up a few more seconds. Both runners having to wait a little bit on that platform to make sure they don't hit the spikes on the ceiling above them.
Yep, your burst also gives you enough vertical height that you could die if you're not careful there.
Ooh, MooMoo's having trouble moving this large, weighted crown over to the left. Looks like Muncha's was a bit faster, so catching up just a little more time once again.
This room's difficult because those frogs are, as in every Shovel Knight, they're all RNG. So you really have no control over where they're going to go eventually. So you just have to hope to be lucky.
On top of that, too, you're throwing your bombs rather than swinging a shovel, right? So it's not like right in front of you with, as quick and easy of a response.
Exactly. Yep.
So it's, sometimes just a little more difficult to aim. MooMoo having to take a land there. Okay, I thought for a second that he had a little bit of trouble with it.
Yeah, Muncha caught right up, by the way.
Yeah, super close now.
He had a really good Lich Yard here.
And now with Spectre Knight, they're both going to be trying to manipulate his position, throwing a lot of bombs when he goes to teleport. His first teleport is scripted. They both know that he goes to the bottom left corner, so there's no point in chasing after him. However, his second one is random, so we'll have to see where it goes. Right side for MooMoo, left side for Muncha, but both runners...
Both are hitting it.
Yeah, both came after it properly.
Wow.
And wow. Great job.
That was really good for both of them.
Unbelievable to see them both react to the complete opposite RNG perfectly.
Exactly, yeah.
Fantastic.
You got to prepare for that. Like, have the right backups in mind, and it worked out so well. And they're on opposite sides of the platforms. It looks so nice.
Yeah, it's great, dude.
It's really cool. And they're so close.
Yeah, it looks like Muncha has been able to reduce that differential to about 2 seconds now, maybe 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty crazy. Lich Yard going very well for Muncha there.
Yep.
Now,
go ahead.
The other thing they're doing throughout this run is picking up a lot of gold, or a lot of treasure, or whatever it's called in the game. They need actually quite a bit of gold throughout the run because they're going to be picking up certain upgrades, namely magic upgrades especially.
I was just gonna say the exact same thing. So there you go.
That works out very well. So neither runner will be spending like any money on anything else for a long time, and you do get certain health upgrades. As you can see, they now each have 5 little red circles at the top. You do get health upgrades from certain bosses, basically from beating each ring of bosses.
Yeah, you get them automatically. So Exploratorium is really interesting in this category, or in this run, mainly because the boss is Shovel Knight, and there's an interesting aspect with Shovel Knight where he has some items from the original game, and one of them is the Phase Locket, which makes him invisible. Now, there is a stun lock in this fight with as Plague Knight, but the problem is he can use the Phase Locket. So the way to avoid that is be below 2 health by the time you get to the fight and during the fight, and he won't use the Phase Locket. So that means all the damage they're taking in this entire level is intentional, and they want to be below 2 health for the entire boss fight.
And if they're not when entering the boss, then they'll actually spend the time to get hit during the boss fight. Otherwise, it will end up wasting them a lot of time.
Right. If Shovel Knight uses that Phase Locket, he just does not take any damage.
Ooh, MooMoo.
It's horrible.
A little bit faster on this mini-boss. Muncha was 1 bomb away. Super close.
Wow.
He, in fact, grabbed some extra health. Both runners did because they really want to make sure they didn't die. So going to have to take those damage boosts again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see Muncha taking a little bit of extra damage here and there.
Yeah. Muncha's already at 2 hearts, and you need to be less than 2 hearts, so he will take at least 1 hit in the boss if he gets there at this level. On top of that, you also now see a little potion icon next to their life meters. That effectively is a potion, but it can overheal you if they're at full health. Likely won't see that from the runners unless something goes really wrong, but may be saved especially for the boss rush at the end of the game. So MooMoo's coming in with less than 2 hearts. He's not going to need to take a damage boost. Muncha is.
Right.
MooMoo is going to take one anyways to set up the stun lock, though.
Yep, so you see MooMoo right there in the corner.
Oh, going very well for him so far.
Yep, it's working out.
Muncha seems to be going well as well. They're both locked him into that corner. MooMoo the first to finish.
MooMoo's got the kill. Muncha's got the lock, so it's okay.
And he keeps it. Nice job from both runners, not having to worry about that locket usage.
Yep, really nice, yeah.
That's a lot harder to do than it seems. Oh, and I love this. I always love this. Like, so many games, if they allow you to play kind of the evil person's campaign, then it's just like, oh, the evil person won in every, encounter with the main protagonist. And I love that this game doesn't do that.
I know, I like that too, yeah. I like all the alternate colors, too, of Shovel Knight, if you have an alternate color.
Oh, I didn't even really notice that.
He was gray on MooMoo's screen there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Little details are really cool like that.
All right, now heading into the water level. That's what I like to call
the
it.
Crimson what?
The Crimson Whale, dude. No,
there you go.
Iron Whale. Took me a second to remember it. That's fine. This one, I really don't think there's too much to this level in particular. There's mainly one room that is a bit on the scary side, and other than that, the runners are going to be trying not to jump too high whenever possible, because as you can see on MooMoo's side, floating down takes quite a while. So anytime that you need to move downwards, they're really going to want to avoid, jumping too high. Yeah.
You'll see there was a slight safety from Muncha. For example, not bursting in a section, just hopping. Just to avoid getting killed by the spikes. They're one-hit kills, so you don't want to touch them.
Yeah, definitely not. This puzzle, a little bit trivialized by the use of bombs. Yeah.
Again, you can tell some of the rooms, the layout definitely benefits Plague Knight a lot more. Some of them really hinder Plague Knight, so you kind of have to adapt to it. Muncha having a little bit of trouble.
Now, I believe with this boss that you're seeing on the right side, you can actually one-cycle this mini-boss. However, I don't believe either runner has been getting a lot of success with this lately. I could be slightly mistaken. Again, information slightly outdated. But we'll have to keep an eye out for this, because it could be an easy equalizer if MooMoo is not able to one-cycle it, but Muncha is. So, right side of your screen. Ooh, he took damage from one of the fish. He was still able to complete the one-cycle, though. Nice job from MooMoo. Muncha's gonna have to match that now.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, Muncha's got this.
Oh, that damage scared me, but he did end up.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's fairly forgiving. Okay, there. That was good. Yeah, Muncha needed to get that, which he did.
You can also see, even underwater, you're still able to maintain that speed that you get from bursting, as long as you don't touch the ground. So both runners definitely trying to take advantage of that as much as possible.
Yeah.
Alright, MooMoo heading into the boss momentarily now.
Do you know who has the better PB?
I believe it was Muncha. I think that's why I have him on the left side. But I could be mistaken. Again, my information was from a little bit ago.
Fair enough.
And I don't know who's updated their stuff on leaderboards or not. But MooMoo the first into the boss.
Yeah, I think Treasure Knight's also fairly easy, just like the rest of the campaigns. So, Treasure Knight moves very slow, and so do you, so you can just jam bombs. Yep. Good stuff for MooMoo. Do not slip up.
Now, the thing about Treasure Knight is that he does actually deal a lot of damage if you run into his body or his anchor or anything like that. So you do have to be a little careful of that, and as you can see from Muncha's side, his movements are a bit random, but looked like Muncha dealt with him just about as well as MooMoo did. So no kind of real changes there other than some, level issues for Muncha.
Both did well. Apparently, MooMoo actually does have a better PB by 30 seconds.
Okay, so then it's changed since since 2 weeks ago. That's pretty funny.
Yep. Some practice been going on.
All right, into our next level here. Now, I love this level in every campaign, in the speedrun, that is, because there are two effectively auto-scrollers in this level that every campaign finds a way to skip.
Yeah,
and this is
great.
the first.
Yeah. As you can see, you could just jump over all of it, which is great.
Just blow right by the beetle. Plagues is probably the easiest to execute. I would guess.
Well,
I mean, you have the Spectre Knight knowledge. What do you think about that one?
Spectre's pretty easy. Just press one button.
Oh. Well, maybe
just Judgment Rush to the next enemy. But, I mean, both are pretty easy. Yeah.
MooMoo trying to make sure he got a bunch of height there before the room transition.
Yep.
And he was
Muncha's still having a little bit of trouble. Not too much, but just enough to keep him behind, I think, a little bit. Yeah.
He is getting through this room without too much damage, though. And let's see if he skips over these platforms as well. Left side, he does. So nice drop from him. I believe his PB had some trouble with that. Now, MooMoo, again, skipping all of the green orbs and stuff. This is... Oh, wow. That was actually a little scary on the last one.
That was really scary.
Any touch on that lava would have been instant death. No just damage. We'll see if Muncha takes it as risky there. Now, he is the one who's behind, so he has to kind of take some risks here. But let's keep our eyes on the left for just a moment. Muncha coming up to the same spot.
Ooh, taking it a little bit safer
in
general.
Yeah, he got a little bit higher. He still didn't bother landing on the floor or anything, but he made sure that he got a bit higher.
So Mole Knight, you want to throw bombs, as usual.
Specifically 2 per each one of those travel cycles there, but then once he's on the ground, you can use burst to your advantage as well, and MooMoo excellently showing off that boss fight.
And if you aren't able to kill the Mole Knight here, he goes into the same phase as the other campaigns, where he goes underground, and then he's invincible for a while, and it's all sorts of bad, so you never want to get there.
Well, we'll see if it happens to Muncha. He's up next. Ooh, misses a hit in between. He does get it on the 3rd cycle, though.
It's okay. It should be all right. One hit, I think you're allowed.
Took a damage boost, though. This is going to be close. He did manage to take care of Mole Knight before he dove underground. That was a little close.
That's good.
MooMoo having to go through some plot here.
Yeah, you get your free health upgrade. Yeah. And all that. Now, it's important to note, too, they're only buying 1 relic in this game. Or in this campaign, and it's after Flying Machine. So there isn't a lot of other purchases going on here.
Yeah.
Mainly just the basic mechanics of the game get you through fast.
And the big thing about that, too, is that neither of these runners have taken a death yet, which is fantastic. But if they were to, for those who have never played Shovel Knight or never even seen it, when you die, a lot of your money actually floats into the air in the room that you died in, and that you have to pick it back up if you want to keep it. So with how tightly this money is routed, this treasure route is, both runners would have to really be careful about that if they were to take a death. And this is one of the stages where it could probably more easily happen. mainly due to these green fuckers. Tell me about the Jawas, newbie.
Oh, they're worse than random. They're random, and then they also push you backwards, and they give you backwards momentum, and it's just all sorts of awful. You have no way of telling where they're going. They can do whatever they want. So they're in every campaign, and they suck in every campaign. So.
MooMoo not quite finishing off this mini-boss yet. Looks like he's had a bit of trouble. The
Yeah,
mini-boss...
he's taking a little bit of damage, too. A little bit more than I think.
Yeah, he's going to take a safety checkpoint because of it, and health. So there's a little possible advantage for Muncha to take.
Yeah, we'll see. Muncha's doing all right with the ship there.
So good so far. As you saw from MooMoo, if he gets too high, he won't be able to hit him. And wow, Muncha gets to skip the health
Muncha
and
did save a
checkpoint.
good chunk of time there. Yep.
Both runners now picking up the one upgrade they needed. This is the... I won't ever get this right. I think it's the Staff of Striking, if I remember right. Which
no, it's the Crimson Staff.
It's the Crimson Staff of Striking.
Close though. Close.
It's the Green Crimson Staff of Striking. But no, it is an item that will be used almost entirely on bosses, mainly for extra DPS. We'll get more into that when they come up to it first.
Yeah.
But it did cost them, as you can see, a lot of their money. I believe it cost 9,000, if I'm not mistaken, of the treasure, gold, money, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jawa's
so they just
rolling.
They just passed the triple Jawa room, which is the infamous room. It's a little bit easier, I think, in Plague Knight, since you can burst right over all the Jawas.
I was still trying to make sure I was talking that whole time, so that... Oh god, MooMoo! No! He saved himself and then fell!
Oh
anyways,
my goodness. In the auto-scroller.
That was rough, because that is a huge time loss, and he still needs to make sure that he's able to pick up that treasure again, and depending on where it floats, he might have a really hard time doing that. Muncha has taken the lead after that single stage, that single level, not stage. Single room. There's the word, room.
Room. There you go.
It's a little late at night, folks.
And dying at the auto-scroller is just so tragic. It's just such a bad feeling. Knowing you have to sit through it all again.
Alright, Muncha still having to get through more auto-scroller type levels. That was
nice.
Rooms. That was very close to hitting the spikes on the top. Spikes are an instant kill, as is dropping off the screen, as we saw from MooMoo, fortunately. And the other thing is that this level does have a few global cycles, and they appear to be in not the most favorable place for MooMoo now.
Mm-hmm.
Muncha the first to come up to the boss, though.
Alright, Propeller Knight. Ooh, missing a couple bombs. Not too bad.
Not looking too bad, though. I believe he wanted to have a bit more health knocked off getting up there, but he is able to use the Staff of Striking to finish him off.
You see it at the end there. The staff just deals really fast consecutive hits.
Yeah, allows them... It does cost that power meter that you, if you look at it on the MooMoo screen, you can see the power meter at the top. It does cost about a third of a segment on every swing.
Mm-hmm.
But that is why they'll be buying some power upgrades, and it's also just incredibly high DPS.
Yeah, it's extremely fast, basically.
Oh, wow, MooMoo had a much nicer early phase, but then
Very
he gets
clean.
knocked down. And
fell down.
Not able to finish on the right side. Was able to recover pretty quickly, though.
What a lead change in just Flying Machine alone. One death and then a little bit of slop on the boss.
All right, Muncha into Black Knight 2. This is a campaign where you have to fight Black Knight 3 times, unlike Shovel Knight where you actually get to skip one of the encounters.
Or Spectre where you only can fight him 2 times.
Right. Muncha having a bit more trouble getting a stun lock going here. It is a lot more difficult. I don't even know entirely if it's 100% possible to stun lock him in this one, but you certainly can try to keep him in the corner, and that is not going well at all for Muncha, so leaving a lot of time open for MooMoo.
Yeah. I mean, Muncha's still doing really well. I think he mostly did what he needed to.
Yeah, he recovered very well once like Black Knight started kind of moving around a lot more, able to weave in those Staff of Striking hits as well.
See if MooMoo's able to keep the stun lock. It looks pretty good for MooMoo here.
Oh, having a much nicer time with it. Oh, yeah. Lost one there. That might have even been intentional for some staff hits. Okay, there we go. I finished him off. It looked like he almost did that on purpose once he knew that he could finish him off with the magic that he had.
That was a really, really good fight for MooMoo.
Yeah, he definitely caught up a lot of the time from that death.
There's time there, right? There's lots of game time there.
All right, Muncha's now purchased his 2 power upgrades. I'm calling it magic and power. People just keep that in mind. They're the same thing. It's magic in Shovel Knight. Just like you got Arcana in this instead of relics, but they're the same thing.
Right. Yeah, so I think this is probably the longest stage.
Oh, we get a route difference here, too.
Oh.
Because Muncha decided to go purchase, but because MooMoo is short on treasure at the moment...
from the death,
yeah. Or maybe even just he's more comfortable with the route this way. He decides to instead go on to the stranded ship first.
Right.
So we won't really know for a couple of levels here who is in the lead. Ooh, MooMoo having a bit of trouble now.
Yeah, we'll definitely know by the end of the next level too, since they'll be going back to the regular route. But for now, we'll just have to see who does it better.
Yeah.
Muncha having a really solid... I've been keeping an eye on Muncha mostly here.
That's exactly what I was going to say. So his level's been looking pretty solid. That was a little scary, but the intentional damage boost and then burst to break the whatever they're called, the blocks. There we go.
Yeah. The damage boosting here is just beautiful.
Yeah, damage boosting to land on spikes too. One of the great things about this game is that so many of the auto-scrollers, Yacht Club games, left with intentional ways to skip them. If you were creative about, how you use your health and all that. And this level in particular is very exemplary of that.
Right.
That's also exemplary of some that you can't skip, but...
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Gives us a chance to check in with MooMoo, who, other than a small hiccup at the beginning of Stranded Ship, has been looking pretty good so far in this level, although he has taken a lot of damage. Now, again, he does have those potions to kind of fall back on if he gets drastically low. You can pause and use those at any time, but it is strictly a time loss if you're using them, and I think most runners... Oh no, MooMoo! Falling into the spikes.
Uh-oh. That's gonna lose a little bit more time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Get him all the way back to the checkpoint. Luckily, he should be able to pick up that money, no problem. They looked like it was in his normal path anyways, but he's really gonna have to watch out for that.
Yeah, there actually used to be a skip because you use an item called the Vat, where you create a platform. And only a couple rooms, but you'd be able to skip a couple rooms by making platforms underneath and stuff like that. But that was too slow. That got cut. So Munch on the boss here. The Staff of Striking is really good against Tinker Knight here. Because you get just the right height to just smash just like that. You can see... Muncha was able to cut 3 or 4 full hearts in a matter of like a second and a half. So
it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's really fast. So, yeah.
All right.
MooMoo also actually did finish the stage too, which is good.
Yeah, they will finish.
So we'll see. It's funny they both finished at the same time, even though they aren't actually the same length. So
no, of course, Muncha will be able to take advantage of that death that MooMoo had.
Right.
But we'll see. I mean, maybe Muncha will end up having even more trouble with Stranded Ship. I believe it is one of the more difficult levels, from most runners' opinions. MooMoo finally purchasing her upgrades now.
Yep.
Able to move on.
Yeah. We'll see how Muncha does. I'm really interested to see how Muncha does this one and save some time. Because Muncha had a really good Clockwork Tower. And if MooMoo was able to keep that up, then it's going to be back to a close race for sure.
All right. Both levels difficult, but for kind of different reasons, generally. One of the issues with Clockwork Tower is that it has quite a bit of randomness when it comes to the flying... They're flying swords, right?
Yeah, they're daggers or something.
Daggers or something. Yeah, nah.
With rockets on them.
Yeah. But those actually move pretty randomly, or their spawn locations are pretty random. So that makes Clockwork a bit more difficult in that kind of regard. However, the opposite is true of Stranded Strip, where there's not really any randomness. It's just actually a raw, difficult level, especially with the instant kill spikes that we saw MooMoo fall prey to.
And there's a lot of areas in Stranded Ship that are just tight to get through when you're bursting. You don't have the extra height for leniency or anything like that, so... I love that damage boost in Clockwork Tower. Sorry.
It's real nice.
The guy's there. It's perfect. You know?
MooMoo is still taking a little bit of safety, though. Hits a checkpoint.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't want to, run into any more drastic...
I agree with that decision to do that. At this point, you don't want to have any more deaths.
Well, Muncha was able to get all the way through to the boss without any deaths, so certainly
Muncha had
saving quite a bit of time over MooMoo in that level.
That was a fast range hit for Muncha. Let's see how he does the boss here. Just fine, it looks like.
Wow, yeah, excellent job.
Yep, very fast.
Perfect utilization of that Staff of Strike, and able to get the most DPS out of it for the magic that he has available.
Yep. So we're seeing kind of now the lead that Muncha really has here. Because, both the bosses will have been done at this point, so. For Muncha. I'm just waiting for MooMoo here.
Alright, MooMoo is coming up to the boss now, though, so maybe not as big of a lead as we thought. But
yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Definitely an advantage for Muncha.
Yeah, you do have to do the little version here of Tinker Knight.
Yeah, unlike in Shovel Knight where you can just one-shot him.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, MooMoo's also sitting on only 1.5 hearts here, so...
Yeah, I'm a little bit afraid of the health too, but,
get a bit
everything
dicey.
should go okay.
Yeah, this isn't too rough of a boss, but could get a little dicey if things go wrong. So far, so good for MooMoo. Excellent quick kill. Not even
Really
letting the boss get all the way to the right side of the screen again.
Yeah, that was good. That was very good. All right, so there's a bit of a lead. Muncha's got a bit of a lead here. But again, now they're getting to the boss levels here, so anything can happen.
And this is also where the backgrounds will start blending into my background on the stream.
Yeah.
And I'm going to apologize for that. I fixed it, but something was going on with my system where it wouldn't let me change the image, so... Oh, well. We persevere.
That's fine. Yeah. Also, there's the boss rush at the end of this. And they have to fight... so they have to fight Shovel Knight again in the boss rush. And the same deal applies with the Phase Locket, so they want to be at low health for the Shovel Knight fight. And I believe there's like an order they'd like to do it in, or that's preferable for the health, but I can't remember. Right,
but there is an interesting twist with that, and you were kind of alluding to it right there. Wow, Muncha almost getting hit by the crushers there. But anyways, with the boss rush, there is a little bit of an interesting twist in that the enemies come out in a random order, completely random order in the boss rush, except that you are guaranteed to have Polar Knight within the first 3 nights.
Yes, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, it's... Oh, is Shovel Knight always last, or is he... I believe he might be always
Muncha
last.
Fell down. That's going to cost him like 5 or 10 seconds.
He does have the time, he has the padding right now. He can kind of make a few small mistakes like that, but I'd be more concerned about, maybe his health going into the boss rush, or if any kind of mistake happens there, because that is certainly where the lead could swing back into MooMoo's favor.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot can go wrong, and a lot can go right, so, in the boss rush.
Yeah. All right, I'm getting confirmation from our experts in the chat that Shovel Knight is always last. So thank you.
Okay, that's good to know.
So they do have to make sure that their health is low by the end. However, if they have, a fight that they are worried about taking a lot of damage in, saved all the way until right before Shovel, that could be problematic. Now, Muncha into Black Knight 3. There is a similar stun lock in this one to other campaigns. However, Muncha said that he intentionally does not try to keep it going for too long and prefers to just fight him in the air because he has a lot of trouble with that stun lock.
It's pretty consistent in the air as well, with the burst and then using the staff, as you can see.
And he did a nice job of it.
Yep. It only took Black Knight about 2 passes there across the screen, and Muncha was able to finish him off.
And the stun lock is nowhere near the same timing as the first 2 Black Knight visits. Like those, it actually gets progressively harder with each one. Now we'll see though if MooMoo can maybe catch up a bit of time by going for the stun lock. See what she chooses for here.
MooMoo actually caught up a good chunk of time, I'd say.
It seems like it's really hard to tell. Yeah. It's kind of seemed like MooMoo's play throughout the levels has been pretty solid, and then it's just been marred by those 2 deaths, really.
Right.
Whereas Muncha's maybe had a few more room hiccups here and there.
Yep.
Alright, MooMoo opting for effectively the same strategy as Muncha, having a bit harder time. It is now on 1 health, but Luckily,
Okay.
no problem.
Okay. All good. All good. Yeah, that was a little bit closer, but I think she still did a really good time. So. Yeah. All right, Muncha is in the next stage here. And this is the boss rush stage. Yeah.
Yes. And all of these, I mean, we're kind of talking over them to make, and they seem almost trivial, but these tower stages are not easy by any means. Plague Knight does get the advantage of doing that kind of thing, where he gets to float over some of the stage, even though you do tend to kind of do that in a lot of the campaigns just via different means. But these, these levels are not easy by any means, especially when executing, the fastest strats.
Right.
There are some auto-scrollers here, which of course is, less opportunity for MooMoo to catch up, but it is also opportunity for a huge time loss if Muncha were to have some kind of issue with it. As we saw back in back in Propeller Knight stage.
Yeah.
Flying machine. That's the words.
Yeah. You had it. Yeah.
Yeah. I just gotta go with confidence. The Crimson Flying Knight stage.
Exactly. Yeah. I remember them because it helps that they're all named the same thing in every campaign.
Yeah. That would be pretty ridiculous.
Right.
Oh, wow. MooMoo almost got trolled by a Jawa at the end of that room,
yeah.
but luckily was able to react just in time, so nice reaction from her.
Yeah. That's good backup.
Yeah.
Good understanding of the backups.
Both runners in the auto-scroller at the same time. Of course, this is a pretty long auto-scroller, so it doesn't really say too much.
Muncha is only like, a minute ahead of MooMoo here.
MooMoo's still going for all the swag, picking up the extra extra notes and everything. Extra music sheets. Alright, Muncha's into the boss rush, though. Ooh, Spectre Knight is
Spectre first. Okay. Same deal here, I think, as the
yes, it's
regular fight.
Yeah, they do know that with the first teleport that where it'll end up, and the second one is random. So, gonna have to react to that. Here comes the second teleport, and it looked like Muncha didn't get lucky there.
No, he didn't get the. Yeah, he didn't teleport to the correct side, but
yeah,
you're still able to. You'll notice too now that they have the staff. Some of the fighting is a little bit faster.
Yeah,
which is good.
Muncha's now sitting at 2 hearts. It's pretty low, but I imagine he'll... Okay, he's actually going to use a potion instead of picking up the health here. MooMoo's now into the boss rush too, so 2 knights behind. Polar Knight is the third one for Muncha. Propeller Knight first for MooMoo. I would imagine Propeller Knight's a good one to get first. This was a knight that gave MooMoo a bit of trouble, and it seems to be doing the same as well in this version, but she does finish him off at the top, so not too bad. Muncha's now going to take his stab at the same boss.
Muncha's got, I think, a little bit cleaner fight here.
Oh, yeah. Certainly looked a lot nicer. But, no, I mean, it still wasn't even too much, because he still did have to wait for him to get to the top.
Yeah.
Muncha, wow, just really unleashing fury with the staff there.
That's so how good that item is. Yeah.
And then some bombs to finish it off. He's still going to avoid picking up the health, because he did pick one up to fill himself back up to full. MooMoo right now is still sitting on low health. See if she goes for some health at some point to go back to full, or maybe uses a potion like Muncha did for safety.
She had a better Spectre Knight fight, I'd say.
Muncha into part 2 of the Tinker Knight fight now. See how far on the screen he lets the knight get. And gonna take another round.
It's a little bit of time.
Yeah, that is potentially...
He still finishes them off quick, but...
something MooMoo could catch up with. MooMoo has still not grabbed the health, by the way. Still sitting on 1.5 hearts, which will set her up perfectly for Shovel Knight. Yeah, if she leaves it that way, but it's a little risky now. Yeah, that refill is probably well advised, though.
Yeah. Okay, so Muncha going on to Shovel Knight here.
Gonna have to take some more damage.
He's gonna have to he's gonna have to get hit here. Because Shovel Knight will use the Phase Locket.
There it is. That Phase Locket wastes quite a bit of time. because it not only breaks out of the stun lock, but also he's just invulnerable for about a second and a half. So, not great for him. Now, MooMoo onto the same boss fight at this point. Muncha's was less than halfway done, or has more than halfway completed the boss fight, but now gets a health refill.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, but is able to finish him off, so nice job for Muncha keeping that lead.
That's good.
Oh, and I was mistaken. I didn't see Tinker Knight. He's so fucking tiny that I didn't see him. I thought MooMoo was on to Shovel already.
Almost.
Now on to Shovel, though. MooMoo definitely caught up some time in that boss rush, though.
Yeah.
And maybe a bit more here, too.
If MooMoo was able to keep this Shovel Knight fight down, then it's going to look really good.
This stun lock is, of course, a little different because... you're not locking Shovel Knight into that lower part of the arena like in Explodatorium. But wow,
MooMoo doing this.
MooMoo sitting on a half a heart though.
It's okay.
Oh my god, she saved herself right.
Still faster. So MooMoo caught up time there. That's for sure.
That was terrifying though, to say the least.
Oh, yeah, that's really scary.
Now, it's not over yet. Of course, we still have Enchantress, which... Enchantress is kind of a pain in the ass in every campaign, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, she really likes to dart around the stage, and especially hide underneath the stage, which can lead to some really neat quick kills, but could also lead to your death trying to execute really neat quick kills, so... We'll see what...
Or just waste time, because you're not going for quick kills.
Right. We'll see what the runners opt for here. Which, of course, trying to burst his way across the seemingly infinite hallway as fast as possible.
Yeah, it's nice how fast you can get through that.
Yeah, you do have to land on the ground every now and then to refresh your double jump and all that, but not too bad at all. Alright, Muncha's fight's starting off pretty well. Takes some damage there. Some staff hits. Gets Enchantress real low, and wow, he finishes her off before she even dives completely under. Nice job from Muncha.
That was a really good fight. Yeah, that was very fast.
MooMoo is rapidly approaching, trying to catch up best that she can. Muncha's got 2 more fights to go, though.
Yeah, I think the next 2 fights aren't too bad, though. Hopefully for Muncha.
Remember, folks, last opportunities here. If you want to cheer in the chat and increase that prize pool that Muncha might win, or root for MooMoo and see if she can come from behind victory. Now's your last opportunities. Muncha's into the Shadow Plague fight now.
Oh,
that's a rough one.
MooMoo missed a couple shots, got poked and fell down. That's unfortunate.
And that's what we were talking about Enchantress really liking to dive under the stage and making it a bit risky. So that's unfortunate for MooMoo. Muncha's moving on to the final boss here.
Yeah, looks like Muncha has this in the bag.
Yeah, it would take something pretty catastrophic for him to have any issues here, especially since he has used those 2 extra, potions for overheal. The gimmick with this boss is that you can only either hit it in the mouth for damage, or... Well, really, you have to hit it in the mouth for damage. You can hit the base lantern in order to get it to fall down and open its mouth, so as you can see there from Muncha.
Right. It's pretty straightforward kind of boss fight.
1 more round ought to do it for Muncha here. Time.
And
I've got the
that's
time
it.
Slightly off. It's a 41-45 from Muncha.
Great. That's a good time.
Yeah.
For Muncha, for sure. That's, yeah. That's
that was deathless, I believe, right? I don't think Muncha had a single death.
I
can't think of one.
Near the beginning? Or no? I can't either, actually.
No. I think he just had a few, minor issues here and there, but
yeah, that's true. Yeah, because he was behind, but yeah, you're right. I don't think he died at all.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Well, Moon was moving on now. Looking like still a sub, I don't know, 44.
That might have even been a PB for Muncha. I think it was, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I think he had a 42 before that. We'll check with him afterwards, but yeah, that was pretty crazy.
That's great, yeah. That's very good.
MooMoo's still going to finish up with a really solid time here.
Oh, for
Final
sure.
boss now.
Hopefully. Come on, MooMoo. Don't get stuck behind the guy.
Oh, I was late. I was late on the split.
It's okay.
My fault.
It was sub 43. So honestly, only a minute behind.
Yeah,
I think that's
there we go.
great.
42-48. minute and 3 seconds behind. Excellent job from MooMoo. GG. What a great race from these two.
Honestly, from both runners, yeah. There was a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of tense moments too. It was a great race, yeah.
Yeah, I was
so excited to watch. I like this run a lot.
It's a really cool run. It's an underrated run, to say the least. A lot of people tend to, I think, prefer Shovel Knight or Spectre Knight, but Plague's got a lot going for it.
Mm-hmm. Plague definitely looks really cool, I say. Just the speed you can get across is really cool.
All right, I'm going to see if our runners want to talk to here for a second, and in the meantime, let's get our ugly mugs back out here.
Oh, no. Alright, fine.
Okay. Let me... Okay, I'm going to add you in here. And then...
Made as a group.
Alright. See if we got everyone in here.
Are we all in here?
I see you. Muncha?
Yep.
Do we have a Muncha? Do we have a MooMoo?
Hi.
Hey, we've got a Muncha.
I forgot.
Congrats on PB, Muncha.
Yeah, was that a PB?
That was a PB by 42:20. What did I get yesterday? I don't remember what I got yesterday. Basically, like 45 seconds.
That's awesome. That's a
great
great
GG. That is pretty awesome.
It's fantastic.
Now I'm only like
That's awesome.
28
That's
seconds
GG.
away from David instead of 1 minute. So that's a little bit better for a race if they accept it for SGDQ.
That's pretty awesome. And Deathless Run as well. That was great. Oh, did they? I'm an idiot. Sorry, folks. There we go.
What happened?
Nothing. I'm just done.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. So that was great.
Deathless. Sorry, that was Deathless. You said.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's pretty exciting.
I hope so. It was a PB.
Yeah. That was super cool. And now MooMoo, you were only a minute behind with 2 deaths in that run. So like your execution throughout the levels was pretty crazy. How were you feeling after like Flying Machine when you had that real rough one?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me explain what happened there.
Yeah.
Sure.
That basically has only ever happened to me. There is a small Plague Knight wide gap between those bricks, and Plague Knight is kind of like Luigi. I landed on the brick and I forgot to jump, so I just slid right off.
Oof.
It's a wind tunnel, so as soon as I slid off, I was already underneath the brick.
Oh,
yeah, that's true. That's super rough. Because we saw you had the nice save when the Jawa tried to troll you first.
That thing followed me for a million years.
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah.
Muncha, why did you put a hit on me?
Because how else would I win, dude?
It's true.
And now on top of that, you were still pulling back. Like you still were closing the gap like crazy until Stranded Ship. Did you feel that you were behind? I don't know if you guys were watching each other at all. Did you maybe feel that you were behind? You really felt like you just kind of had to gun-ho MooMoo for the Stranded Ship?
I was trying to. At the very end, there's a strat where you go underneath those bricks and then you use bomb throwing to kind of carry a little bit of momentum. It knocks the snow onto the spikes and then you can stand there. I didn't make it under the bricks, and so I just destroyed the brick and I didn't touch the snow.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. Were either of you watching each other, by the way, during that? I meant to ask you that beforehand.
I was not.
I had the restream open.
Okay. So, Muncha, you just kind of sat down, focused, worked on your game there, and MooMoo, you got the kind of updates here and there to see how you were doing. Because you did have that lead for quite a while due to some of those really... It seemed like Black Knight really gave you some issues during that run in all three attempts, Muncha.
Oh, well, yeah. Actually, the first one I don't think was that bad. Didn't he go to the left?
He went to the left, yeah.
That was actually faster.
Really? Because MooMoo took the lead over you there from that fight. That was weird.
I assumed it was because when Black Knight walks to the right side of the screen in like the end cutscene. Takes longer
Did-
from the left.
Did Muncha wait for Black Knight to walk up to him and burst?
No.
Okay.
Like, I hit Black Knight and I think I knocked him left. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Black Knight
Alright.
2 was lame, and I do different strats
Yeah,
than everybody
Black-
else on Black
Black Knight 3 was good. Black Knight 3 was solid. Yeah, it was really the first two.
Yeah.
But either way, congrats on the PB, dude, and congrats on the victory as well. And we'll be sure to tally up the totals and send you your cut. Checks in the mail, as Spike likes
That's
to
right.
mention.
There was a thing. I forgot about that.
And
Are you
MooMoo
still
will have.
capturing my game feed?
I can switch it back to it if you'd like. If you want to show the people something.
Sure.
Is
Yeah,
that what
do it.
you're trying to do? There you
Yeah.
go. Fancy. Yeah, there you go. What is
Alright.
this?
Don't worry about it.
All right.
Don't worry about it.
Switch it back off it then. Okay.
No.
No!
What?
No, it's fine. You can, yeah, whatever.
I don't know what's happening.
Oh, I'm showing off bugs.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know this game well enough to know what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at this. Oh my god, what?
Bugs,
okay.
man. Gotta show this stuff off.
Oh man. Whatever. This isn't GDQ. You save it for
Yeah.
there. All right.
Wow.
Well, thank you both once again, and thanks Newbie for commentating with me, dude. I know
Hey, no
Spike
worries.
desperately needed the night off, as
Yeah.
from a very well earned month.
I feel like so far it's been a long month.
All right.
It
well,
always is though.
Yeah. All right, that's gonna do it for us, folks. Thanks once again for watching, and we try to do this every Wednesday. Next week, Spike is going to be out of town, I believe, next Wednesday. So I'm gonna figure out exactly whether I'm gonna do one with somebody else, or if maybe we'll take that week off. We'll see, and I'll keep you all updated in the Discord and Twitter and all that kind of thing. I'll get Spike to make sure he keeps you updated too. So, thanks everybody for watching, and yeah, we'll see you all hopefully next week, or tomorrow for MooMoo.
See ya, guys.
Bye.
Take care.